Apple had ambitious plans for the iPhone 17 Air, aiming to make it the first completely portless smartphone. However, those plans were scrapped due to concerns over regulations, especially in the European Union. This new model, which is meant to replace the iPhone Plus, was initially designed to push the industry into a future without charging ports, relying entirely on wireless charging and data transfer. The idea of a portless smartphone has been debated for years. While many users still miss the headphone jack, some believe that if manufacturers are going to remove ports, they should go all in rather than making users rely on dongles and adapters. According to Apple insider Mark Gurman, the iPhone 17 Air was meant to be Apple's bold step into that future, but the company ultimately backed out, mainly due to potential legal issues in the EU. Regulators in the European Union have already forced Apple to make several changes it didn't initially want to make. The biggest example of this is the recent shift from the Lightning port to USB-C, which Apple had to comply with to continue selling its phones in the region. Apple also had to allow third-party app stores in the EU, a move that went against its long-standing policies. With the EU closely watching Apple's business decisions, the company didn't want to risk releasing a portless phone only to be told it was in violation of some regulation. Aside from dropping the portless design, Apple also reduced the size of the iPhone 17 Air. Originally planned to be 6.9 inches, it has now been shrunk down to around 6.6 inches. This decision was made to avoid structural issues. Many still remember the bending problems of the iPhone 6 Plus, and Apple doesn't want a repeat of that. Despite these setbacks, the iPhone 17 Air still has plenty of exciting features. One of the biggest upgrades is its battery. Reports suggest that Apple is using a high-density battery, allowing the phone to maintain strong battery life even with its slim design. This means users won't have to worry about sacrificing longevity for a thinner phone. Under the hood, the iPhone 17 Air will be powered by the A19 chip. However, it won't be getting a Pro version of this chip, which is likely reserved for the higher-end models in the lineup. Even so, the A19 should still deliver impressive performance and efficiency. The phone will also be equipped with Apple's in-house cellular modem, which is expected to be more power efficient than previous modems used in iPhones. One of the more controversial choices Apple has made with this device is the camera setup. The iPhone 17 Air is expected to come with just a single rear camera, similar to the iPhone 16e. While many flagship devices feature multiple cameras to enhance versatility, Apple seems to be taking a different approach with this model. Whether this will be a deal breaker for potential buyers remains to be seen. Leaked renders of the iPhone 17 Air have already surfaced, revealing what could be the final design. Some have pointed out that it resembles a Google Pixel phone, though it still maintains the premium Apple aesthetic. Regardless of how it looks, the biggest question remains: will users embrace a thinner iPhone with fewer features, or will they prefer more traditional models? Apple may have abandoned the idea of a portless iPhone for now. The Pixel 9a is shaping up to be one of the most exciting mid-range smartphones of the year, and Google might be offering an extra incentive to make it even more appealing. If you've been thinking about upgrading your phone, this could be the perfect time. According to a reliable source, Google is planning to reward customers who pre-order the Pixel 9a in certain markets with a valuable freebie, making the deal even sweeter. Leaker Roland Quan, who has a solid track record when it comes to tech leaks, recently shared that in parts of Europe, customers who pre-order the Pixel 9a through select Google partners will receive a free Google TV streamer. This device, which is valued at around $100, makes up about 20% of the expected price of the Pixel 9a. That's a great deal, especially considering the Pixel 9a is already expected to be one of the best budget-friendly smartphones of the year. While this offer has only been confirmed for certain European markets, it's still unclear whether Google will extend the same promotion to other regions, including the US. However, with the Pixel 9a expected to be unveiled as soon as next week, we should get more details very soon. For those unfamiliar with a TV streamer, it's a device that connects to a television's HDMI port and allows users to stream content from services like Netflix, YouTube, Amazon Prime Video, Disney Plus, and Hulu. It connects to the internet through Wi-Fi or Ethernet and essentially turns any regular TV into a smart TV. If you don't already have a streaming device, this bonus could be a great addition to your home entertainment setup. Now let's take a closer look at the Pixel 9a itself. According to rumors, the phone will feature a 6.3-inch OLED display with a resolution of 1080 is 2424 pixels. It will have a smooth 120 Hz refresh rate, which means scrolling animations will feel much more fluid compared to older models. The screen will also be protected by Gorilla Glass 3, helping to prevent scratches and minor damage. Under the hood, the Pixel 9a is expected to be powered by Google's Tensor G4 processor paired with 8 GB of RAM. It will be available in two storage options, 128 GB and 256 GB. While there is no official confirmation about expandable storage, Google typically does not include microSD card support in its Pixel phones, so buyers will likely have to choose between the two storage options at checkout. When it comes to cameras, Google is sticking with its tried and true formula. The rear camera setup is rumored to include a 48 megapixel main sensor and a 13 megapixel ultra-wide lens, which should provide excellent photo quality, especially in low light conditions. The front-facing camera is also expected to be 13 megapixels, making it great for selfies and video calls. Battery life has always been a strong point for Pixel phones, and the Pixel 9a should be no different. It is said to feature a 5,100 mAh battery, which should easily last a full day on a single charge. Wireless charging is also expected to be supported, making it more convenient for users who prefer a cable-free charging experience. Additionally, the phone is rumored to have an IP68 rating, meaning it will be resistant to dust and water, providing extra durability. An image of a metal plate matching the rumored iPhone 17 Pro Max design has surfaced online, giving us a possible look at what Apple is planning for its next flagship. Apple is expected to introduce a new Pixel-inspired design for its Pro models and the iPhone 17 Air with some notable changes to the camera module. While the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max are likely to keep a similar camera arrangement as before, they may be placed inside a tray alongside the flashed, microphone, and line dark sensor on the right. Several sources have claimed that this is the final design, and leaker Majin Buu, one of the first to report on it, has now posted an image of what appears to be a metallic component for the iPhone 17 Pro Max. The Q-couts in the part seem to align with the rumored placement of the cameras and charging elements like the MagSafe coil. McRumors believes this image was taken on an assembly line, suggesting that the part shown is either a CNC machined aluminum or titanium chassis component for the phone. CNC machining is a process used to precisely shape metal, meaning these structural elements could already be in production and undergoing further processing, such as additional machining or coating. Apple Insider, however, has a different interpretation. While it does not dispute the authenticity of the image, the outlet suggests that these plates might actually be molds intended for case production rather than actual iPhone 17 Pro Max components. There are a couple of reasons why this theory makes sense. First, Apple didn't use full body frames for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, opting instead for partial plates that didn't cover the entire body. If Apple were to continue with that approach, then these leaked parts might not actually be meant for the phone itself. Second, the metal plates in the image have raised edges around the Q-touts, which would likely interfere with the final design. Apple's sleek iPhone designs don't typically have room for such protruding elements, which raises questions about whether these are actual foam components. That said, it's still possible that Apple might use post-processing techniques to smooth out these raised areas before finalizing the design. But without more information, it's difficult to say for sure. Whether these are genuine iPhone 17 Pro Max parts or simply molds for case manufacturers, the leak strongly suggests that the upcoming Pro models will feature a redesigned back. If Apple is indeed taking inspiration from the Pixel lineup, it would mark a notable shift in the company's design philosophy. While some fans might welcome a fresh look after years of similar designs, others might not be thrilled about Apple borrowing elements from a competitor. At this point, it's too early to say exactly how the iPhone 17 Pro Max will turn out, but leaks like this continue to build excitement for Apple's next big release. If this design holds true, the iPhone 17 series could be one of the most visually distinctive models Apple has launched in years. What do you think about Apple potentially adopting a Pixel-inspired design? Do you see it as a fresh change, or do you prefer the traditional iPhone look? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this update, don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more tech news.